Hey guys, it's B-Dubs here. I'm going to be casting a game between myself and Sinister Grin. Sinister Grin is a mid-level diamond player, and I'm an upper-level platinum player. I'm bringing this game here because lately I've been having issues with playing against Zerg as Terran, because especially into the mid-game, they out-macro me, out-produce me, bring in a million different mutalisks or a bunch of infestors and just basically tear me apart. This build seems to be one that's been helping me a bit, so I figured I'd show you guys. You may have seen it in the 3v3 or free-for-all we did the other day, but it wasn't really showcased that well because it was, you know, a free-for-all, kind of hard to get a good grasp on how strong a build actually is in a normal game. Basically, I open up here, let me slow it down, with 2 racks pressure until he gets his ling speed, in which I would pull back because my Marines will easily get surrounded and stuff. You can see this guy's got pretty good vision of the entire map. If we go to his vision, he knows I'm coming, I believe. But anyway, I bring in the Marines here. The whole purpose of this pressure here is just to make him focus less on his economy, build a couple more lanes than he wants, because right now he's only got a total of 6. I pressure his hatchery a little bit, that kind of thing. That's why 2 racks pressure is so popular these days. You see, I end up just pretty much trading Marines out for Zerg. Not the best thing in the world. Ideally, I would have been able to take down that queen, but hey, at least I made him create, let me see, at least 4 drones worth of Zerglings, so that's a win for me. Now, what I do here is, rather than transfer into a fast expand, which is what most people are used to seeing when 2 racks pressure comes, or just building more racks immediately, I quickly build 2 more command centers. This build is based off of another build I saw on the Team Liquid forums, in which the individual recommended 4 command centers, but that seems a bit too high for what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep the pressure going. Maybe later I'd build a 4th command center. I guess my idea would be, if I was going to build a 4th command center, I'd lift it off and put it here, and then like put a planetary fortress there versus an orbital command. But basically what I'm trying to do is turn all 3 of these command centers into orbital commands, be able to call down, you know, 3 mules at a time, or extra supplies, or scanner sweep, depending on what I need. And then just build up a total of 6 racks. 2 or 3 of those racks are going to have tech labs, and then the other 3 are going to have reactors. With those reactors, you're pumping out, you know, 6 to 8 Marines at a time, plus 2 to 3 Marauders at a time, depending on what you decide for. And basically overwhelm Zerg 2 base play. And if he were to try to do a quick expand to 3 base play, I'd punish him for it and just overrun him at that point. That's the basic gist of the build. You'll see it actually working here in a second as I speed up to get to the point where everything starts coming into place. You see, I've now got the 3 orbital commands up. Eventually one of these orbital commands is going to be lifted off and placed here because this is super saturated, and I need to get a more efficient spread on my Marines. See, this one's lifting up now. I guess at this point I could build a 4th command center, especially with the amount of minerals I've got at any given point. And the fact I even get supply blocked a little bit. Yeah, see, I'm sitting at 400 minerals, and I'm supply blocked. I might as well have built a 4th command center there. But I'm still learning this build, so just take it with a grain of salt. Now I've got all 6 of my racks up. You can see here he's done some pretty good creep spread. He's got a 2nd hatchery. He knows I'm going Biovol, so he's built a Baneling nest. If he had gone Roaches, this build pretty much works the same, because both Banelings and Roaches don't fare that well against Marauders. As long as I keep a good Marine spread, the Banelings won't completely thrash me. Now you can see I'm constantly macroing up, constantly building. I have to constantly be building supply depots from about 2 SCVs at a time if I don't want to get supply blocked. But look at the supply difference here. I'm sitting at 101 units here at the about 11-minute mark, and he's sitting at 78. Now, right about now he should be at Mutalisk Tech, but I guess, yeah, he's too low on gas. He's had to build all these Banelings just to keep me away. Now you'll see, I pushed it a bit too early. I don't have stim pack yet. But you can see I've already got, you know, Marines coming out of the woodwork again. By the time this group of Lings comes down here to counterattack, I'm going to be pretty safe. All my upgrades are now coming through. I've got the upgraded armor for Marines. I've got the upgraded, whatchamacallit, the upgraded stim pack. Here's his armor. Gets the surround, but I still end up taking it out. You can see I've got double engineering bay, and I'm going to get a, after my factory came down, I'm going to get a star port for medevacs and an armory up, so just about the time these are done, I'll be able to research level 2 upgrades. Immediately after he attacks me, I counterattack back at him. I'm basically forcing him to produce Zerglings and produce Banelings in order to survive. I'm keeping him from building drones. I'm keeping him from going into layer tech because I'm keeping his gas. Oh, well, it's actually kind of high now. He's actually doing his best to get to the point where he can go into layer tech. Here I come again. I've got this thing back. My stim pack in level 1 upgrades to his level 0, and his lapis, just standard Ling army, pretty much gets crushed. Now I should right now be investing in level 2, but I'm a little slow on that. I'm focusing on this battle up here. And see, I've overrun his second. At this point, Zerg's pretty much screwed. He's lost his second base. Unless he's able to quickly tech up into either infestors or mutas. He's not going to tech up. I should be, yep, I've got the level 2 upgrade going. And I pretty much got him contained. He built a second hatchery as a macro hatchery, but he's kind of in trouble. He's already almost mining out all those minerals. His Lings with a level 1 attack upgrade are beginning to retake here. But you can see I've actually got medevacs coming down. By about the time I'm macroed up again, he'll be screwed. I mean, I've got twice the supply as he does. I think there were a lot of things that the Zerg player could have done better. He was sitting on a heck of a lot of minerals and Vespene gas there when I was attacking him. Although, to be fair, I don't know how he could have spent all that gas when he was forced to build all those Lings. He might have been able to get down a Spire earlier and then have these mutas out earlier, but since mutas don't do all that well against Marines anyway, I don't know it would have helped him. He probably should have gotten an infestor pit down. That would have been the best counter to what I was doing. Now here I break up my attack. I have one attack with a medevac and about half of my army hitting the front door, the other half of my army with 3 medevacs hitting the back door. Now he decides rather than defend with the mutas, he's going to counterattack here. I mean, I've got a lot of SCVs here, but the vast majority of them are sitting here. And with 3 orbital commands, even if I lose them, it's not that big a deal. I'm going to pull these Marines to defend that, all the while just tearing up his base. And of course, without a base to rebuild from, he's pretty much got a GG, even if he did stop all the mining here. So yeah, that's the build. I mean, I'm still perfecting it a little bit. I've got to do the upgrades a little bit faster. Gotta have probably a 4th orbital command. Got to work on not getting supply blocked. But overall, that's my current plan. You know how I like to try to do my best to use bio balls whenever I can, because that's where I've always been strongest in. And I was, up until this point, unable to do that. Now let me show you the stats for that game. It kind of tells an interesting story. Let's see here. If we go to match history, Go to my most recent game. Alright, you'll see here, especially economically, I was collecting about, I'd say, a third more resources than he was. I actually created more workers than the Zerg player did. That's what I found to be the most impressive. This is where I think he probably could have done better. He had about twice the number of unspent resources as I did. That's a bit of an issue that he probably needs to work on. But you'll see that, you know, I just pretty much overpowered him and everything. I imagine there are several ways to counter this. As I said, early infestor play probably would have in front of the Marines. Banelings become less effective. Although Baneling mines may have been more effective, I was scanning due to the fact I had 3 and probably should have had 4 orbital commands. I'm still kind of theory crafting a lot. This is still in its earlier stages, but I thought you guys would like to see it. This is B-Dub signing off.